Hey, what's shaking, everyone? So I got this Cato Institute poll up that kind of crystallizes an idea that I've had knocking around my head for quite a while. Why it's just so damn unpopular to have old school or new school conservative ideas. And geez, I've been thinking about that forever. But this kind of study here really just proves that things are getting more hyper partisan all the time, and I think it's been true for a long time. It's just never really been quantified. But before we dig into that, if you guys appreciate these videos that I do, and hell, I put a lot of work into this stuff, so I'd really appreciate a subscribe, or hey, just hit that like button if you like what I'm doing, or I'm always open for conversation down there in the comments too, and all that helps. It doesn't cost you anything, but it does me a world of good. So let's just go ahead and dive right into this. So, a poll conducted in July found that 62% of Americans say they have political views they're afraid to share. 50% of strong liberals support firing Trump donors, 36% of strong conservatives support firing Biden donors. That's quite a big difference. 32% are worried about missing out on job opportunities because of their political opinions. That is amazing. Like, a third of the people polled think that if they express any kind of any of their opinions politically, it's going to cost them work. Well, you can see it on a daily basis with, my most recent video, which I'd definitely like for you to watch. I'll link it right here. It, just shows how censoring is going bonkers, but this proves that, a lot of people feel the way I do. So let's just go right ahead, dig into here. A new Cato Institute survey finds that self-censorship is on the rise in the United States and around the world. Now let's just go ahead and extrapolate that. Nearly two-thirds, 62%, being a little generous with your rounding here, Cato, of Americans say that political climate these days prevents them from saying things they believe others might find them offensive. Oh, believe because others might find them offensive. Oh, okay. The share of Americans who self-censored has risen several points since 2017, when 58% of Americans agreed with this statement. So it's gone up 4% in their surveys. Okay. These fear cross partisan lines. Majorities of Democrats, 52%, Independents, 59%, and Republicans, 70. Wow, 77. That's amazing. All agree they have political opinions that they are afraid to share. And of course, there's one group out there that sticks out like a stiff prick in a whorehouse. Liberals are divided on political expression. Strong liberals stand out, however, as the only political group who feels that they can express themselves. Nearly 6 in 10, 58%, of staunch liberals feel they can say whatever they believe. However, centrist liberals feel differently. A slim majority, 52% of liberals, feel they have to self-censor, as do 64% of moderates and 77% of conservatives. This demonstrates that political expression is an issue that divides the Democratic coalition between centrist Democrats and their left flank. Now, that is not very surprising that there is a significant wing of the center, and it's one of those things where, you're growing up, you're in school, it's always the cool hip thing to be a liberal, man, it's all, hippy dippy, don't hurt anybody, all that fucking willy-nilly horse shit. But when you grow up and you realize that the people who just kind of want everybody to leave each other alone and don't want to hurt anybody, more or less find themselves on the right side. I can tell you, just personal opinion wise, we did here's a perfect example. In grade 10, just as getting into high school, we were in groups and we had to have a political pitch, and I was the pitch man, and I had to cut a video on it. And man, I just espoused all of my political beliefs, just what I'm doing here basically, and it was all very right-wing ideas, like wanting to stay out of everybody's ideas, wanting to just be small government. And one major point was, uh, at the time here in Canada, very, it was a hot button topic that marijuana would get decriminalized, and whatever I was thinking at the time, it was, yeah, we need to keep it criminalized because of all the statistics. I can't remember everything that I brought up, but it was very, very well thought out and very well laid out. And I was not booed out of the building, but everybody just kind of got turned off at that point. And hey, I've, changed my opinion. Mostly, I just don't care about anybody else anymore. I just want to present the truth, and for whatever reason, that's now a right-wing position. Who fucking knows? And when it comes back to this, like 52% of, liberals feel like they have to self-center, and half of the party feels like they can't speak up because the rest of the idiots that are, part of their little group are completely fucking losing their mind. And if they speak up against them, they're going to face the self-censorship wrath, or they're going to face the, dehumanizing aspects of mainstream media and social media. And some people use the idea of social media is to keep in contact with people that you can't physically meet on a regular basis. And hey, you say one too many freedom-loving things in a row, and you find yourself on the outside looking in. I just want to go down to the 32% of people who worry that their political views could lose them employment opportunities. And that, man, it's amazing what's really happening nowadays. Nearly a third, 32%, of employed Americans say they personally are worried about missing out on career opportunities or losing their job if their political opinions become known. These results are particularly notable given that most personal campaign contributions to political candidates are public knowledge and can easily be found online. We were told, I'm going to diverge here for a minute, that all of these bonkers far left ideas were merely in the universities. You don't have to worry about it. As soon as these kids graduate, they're going to quickly realize that, the world comes at you fast, and they're eventually going to have to come around and kind of mellow out in their opinions. Well, enough of these people have graduated with their shitty degrees and all of their, finally laid out diversity programs and affirmative action programs where their terrible ideas end up permeating groups and permeating companies. Like Best Buy just had a very woke internal memo leak. Goodyear, not that long ago, a few weeks ago, had their woke agenda exposed. And man, it's very easy to see that all of these ideas are out there, and anyone who's in the center or a little bit right, or even far right, as much as nobody really knows what the fuck that actually means. To me, that's the actual white supremacist, Richard Spencer types, and those guys don't account for fuck all. Like, I think the ADL or Southern Poverty, whatever, fake news center, there's only, 10,000 in the United States? 10,000 active white supremacist far-right individuals? Like, it's not a significant population. And yeah, as soon as you say anything that veers off from all of this far left Black Lives Matter Antifa rhetoric that all of the major corporate companies, by the way, are espousing, you could lose your job. And man, that's one thing about being a right individual. Somebody on the right, not right all the time. I know my opinions change all the time whenever proper facts are presented. But yeah, as soon as you veer away from the left, man, it's dangerous. There are a litany of people who are on the outside looking in, and fuck, if I keep up with this content on my channel, I could find myself on the outside looking in as well. And hey, my entire agenda with this with this channel is to present the facts as I see them, with hopefully a little bit of comedy and hopefully with a little bit of perspective as somebody who's been immersed in this for, geez, as long as I can remember, but really been thinking about it hard for 4 years. And speaking my mind and hopefully inspiring others too as well, because, man, having 77% of conservatives being scared, and, man, not that too many fewer centrist Democrats find themselves in the same boat, and half the strong liberals are out there yelling and screaming because everybody has their back. Every corporation has their back. So, man, I want you guys to just stand up for what you believe in and, just weather the storm, because there's always that little bit of time where things get rough for you. But if you believe it and you stand up in your convictions, you will get through the other side. So, anyways, guys, that was just a quick little thought. I know this video's already gone 11 minutes, but it's an important topic. Stand up for what you believe in, okay? And, yeah, don't be so scared. There's nothing out there that's really going to happen. Anyways, guys, thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and I've been Don Consuelo, and I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.